understand if you've ever had a conversation with someone and then all of a sudden you did not understand a single thing they just said. They're speaking, you are looking at them, even nodding. But are you really understanding what they are saying? If this is you, don't worry, because studies have shown while we think that we are good listeners, we only actually understand 10 to 25% of what we actually hear. Stephen Covey once said, most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Initially thinking about this problem, I first want to look for some good quotes on why we should listen. But then I stumbled upon this. My first thought was, this isn't me and this is not relatable. But then over time, after every conversation I had with anyone, I repeated the same mistake, not understanding what they said. And then I went back to this quote, and I realized I am most people. And maybe you are realizing this too. Let's take a moment and imagine this. Your friend is coming up to you, so excited to tell you something that just happened to them. But while they're talking, what is really happening in your mind? Because in mine, it's definitely not silent. While one person is physically talking to me, I have about 10 voices talking to me mentally. And they're saying stuff like, what am I going to have for dinner? Or, this reminds me of something similar that happened to me the other day. It does not matter what my voices are telling me. It matters that I'm not there with the person. Now, I want to prove a point. Hearing is not the same as listening. Hearing is sound entering your ears, while listening is actually understanding what the person is saying. But why is it hard for us to listen? Well, because of distraction. Everyone gets distracted. And distraction can come in so many different forms. For example, external, which is your phone buzzing, or just people talking in general. But in my opinion, the most common type of distraction is internal, which is what happens in your mind. Basically, your thoughts. Now, I'll be completely honest. I zone out a lot. I'm great at nodding and saying stuff like, wow, or really, but I'm horrible at understanding what the person is actually saying. I have moments when I sit in class, staring at the person talking, but not actually understanding a single thing they're saying. I remember this one time. I was sitting in math. It was 5th period and I was really tired. I kept on looking at the clock, wondering when class would end. And the only thing I actually remember hearing is my teacher saying, reading is fundamental, or peeps lock in. But I didn't understand the actual math we were learning. So I went home, thinking I would finish my homework in less than an hour, and then I'd do whatever I want. But I was wrong. It had taken me an hour just to finish 15 problems. And then I realized why. Because this would have never happened to me if I just took the time to be patient and listen to what my math teacher was explaining to me. Then I would actually know what I was doing. But why is it hard for us to listen? Well, because we only listen when it's entertaining. We can take music as an example. One song that I really like is Lush Life. And honestly, this song goes out of trend and then goes right back in. But no matter the day or time, I'll always enjoy the song. Over the past few years, I thought I liked the song because of the catchy rhythm and I could dance to it. But I never knew what this song was actually about. So, what happened? I was sitting in the car taking a road trip with my family. And I looked out of my window, looking at the beautiful landscapes. I put my headphones on, replaying over and over again Lush Life. And then, what happened? For the very first time, I actually understood what the song was about. Suddenly, this song felt different. It felt more connected to me. And then, over time, I realized this is the same thing we do every day in life when we're having conversations with others. We listen to them if it's entertaining. Otherwise, if it's not, we drift away in our own thoughts. When we're not listening to others, we miss feeling connected. We miss finding the meaning that they're trying to prove. But otherwise, if we are listening to them, we feel connected and we understand them more. Not just that, but when we're listening to people, we give them the message. You are heard and your voice matters. Over the time, I realized listening does not just affect who you are, but it affects relationships. It affects, for example, your friendships, or your family, or just classrooms in general. When we're not listening to others, friends start sharing less and less. Classrooms feel like sharing is an unsafe space and that they're not going to be heard if they share their opinion. And families start drifting away. But let's take a moment and imagine this. Friendships feel tighter. Classrooms feel like sharing is a safe space. And families feel closer. This all does not just happen magically. It happens with listening. Here is the good news. Listening is a skill. And as all other teachers go on talking about, for example, perseverance or personal organization, skills can be improved. But how? Well, it's simple. Just have a conversation. Put your devices away. Put all those off-topic thoughts in the back of your head and be ready to listen to the person talking. So, here, I want to leave you with a challenge today. Have a conversation with someone. A real one. Doesn't matter with who, just someone that you're ready to listen to, someone that you're ready to give all your attention to. Someone that is ready to listen to you, and someone that is ready to give all their attention to you. And then, before you say or do anything, ask yourself, how much did you really understand? Because, in the end of the day, the most powerful people in a room are not the ones who are loudest, but the ones who truly listen. Thank you.